wrestling. Yeah. So hilariously, it is just afternoon, and it is only at this time of day that I am capable of, well, not screaming and ruining all of the lives of my neighbors. The only time that I'm allowed to actually scream at the top of my lungs and not worry about anything is 4 o'clock in the morning, because no one is going to be home at all. Right now, I will inevitably ruin someone's fucking day. So we get a little whisper wrestling. We don't get the whole yell this time around. I hope you forgive me. So this is going to be, I just got finished recording about 10 minutes of this video and then my microphone didn't work, so fun. It's a bit of a mad scramble, but I genuinely have a lot of things to say about just what happened this week. I wanted to record this video 6 days ago and I just haven't had a chance to. So let's start talking about it. Let's start talking about what exactly happened this week in AEW, because who buddy? So Collision just came on, I guess. Punk's back in Chicago. Chicago's going crazy. Chicago's going wild. Great wrestling town, Chicago. Really dug Collision. It was awesome. It was really good. A lot of great shit happened. But particularly what I want to talk about with Collision is just, well, the obvious. I want to talk about CM Punk. About 9 months ago, when Punk originally got injured, I had recorded a video called AEW Has a Problem. This was right after he got the belt. This is right when I was still mad that he just buried Adam Page. I was mad. I didn't like to see the direction of that writing because it genuinely felt like they were burying a talent that they were working really hard to build up for the sake of what was already built via WWE. It felt like AEW was just like throwing away a piece of their identity, if that makes any sense. But being apart makes the heart grow fonder. I've had a lot of time to think about CM Punk. I've had a lot of time to really digest what that first run of Punk was. And it's quite interesting, especially after seeing how he's been acting now that he's back. Just to really reflect on everything that was part of that. Because Punk, he came into AEW. This is like a land of the free, a fresh start for him. Obviously, he's going to be a big draw. Obviously, Punk's going to get a fast track to a belt. He's the biggest name in your company. He's the guy that is going to bring people to your... He's going to get eyes on the television, basically. And I think Punk saw this as like a new avenue to kind of reinvent himself. Because Punk came in and he was trying to be the absolute best version of himself. Right? Punk's an older guy. He's had a lot of time to reflect on his time in WWE. He wanted to come in, he wanted to emulate being the top guy. He wanted to be... It felt like he wanted to be the guy that you would see in the locker room. He kind of maintains order. He's the guy that everybody looks up to. He's a legend. He's got tons of experience. He's got just a lot of interesting, wise things to say. And one of the things that was sacrificed with that is that you have avid complainers, such as myself, really picking that apart. Because I maintain that if you're going to bring in a guy from a different company, I don't care what they accomplished in their company, unless it's strictly a crossover like with Forbidden Door. If you're going to bring in Daniel Bryan, make Daniel Make Bryan Danielson earn his keep. And he's put on some great matches. He's thrown down some good promos. Bryan Danielson has earned his keep. He's earned his place at the top of the mountain. Punk didn't feel like that. Punk came in and was obviously rusty. Punk came in and with this new kind of happy-go-lucky, smiles, positivity guy attitude, he didn't feel quite the same. He didn't feel like the Punk that everybody had, fallen in love with. The guy that is going... He didn't feel like the guy that's going to get the eyeballs on the television, right? And I feel that now that Punk is back, we are stuck in a situation now where he's kind of dropped that facade. He's kind of dropped that idea. I don't even know if he's dropped the facade. He might have put it back on. It's kind of the interesting thing about this, because Punk came back and all of a sudden, he's got a little bit of venom in his mouth. He's got a little bit of anger in his voice. He's got a little bit of edge to him. He's a little bit faster in the ring. He's been doing crazy physical therapy. He's been working out vigorously. He's been training with the staff. He's faster, he's quicker, he's more on the ball, and he's less likely to get himself fucking killed when doing crazy stunts. Good shit. This 9 months is probably the best thing that could have happened to Punk. But it really makes you think about just storytelling in general, right? Because when I made that video talking about Punk, I went on this really long tirade. It took like 20 fucking minutes about how I personally, if I was given the reins, how I would have written Punk's story. And I had this idea where Punk could come back. He's a little bit rusty. The wrestling game itself has changed in the last 7 years since he's been gone. AEW is a completely different brand. He's got to, retool himself, rekit himself, reforge himself into a battle-hardened warrior in order to keep up, in order to get used to all of these different little intricacies that actually make up AEW, right? And one of the things about that is that I said that I wanted to see Punk lose a whole lot. I wanted to see Punk become kind of like an underdog. Because that's one of the things that we loved about Punk. Is that Punk was always speaking against authority. He was always seen as like this underdog, this unseen, this unacknowledged genius. And I was going to say, like, well, maybe we could channel that. And really, all of that was just a ways to say something that I couldn't exactly get into words at the time. I couldn't spin the words in just the right order to get my feelings across on how I felt Punk was being handled. When I said that I wanted to see Punk lose a whole lot and eventually build himself back up and eventually, conquer the mountain, start winning a whole lot and get people really rallying behind him as this kind of legend reforged, this legend returned. When I said that I wanted to see Punk lose, it's not that I wanted to see Punk lose. It's that I wanted to see Punk win. Because Punk came in, instantly perfect record, just easily blows through everyone. It makes it really boring when every single outcome is totally obvious and your path to the top is on the shoulders of the people who built the company. And the path to that top was also spent sacrificing a specific part of himself. Sacrificing a specific part of the CM Punk brand. And now that Punk is back, he's re-embraced that. He's no longer the PG Punk. He's no longer Punk Cena. All of a sudden, he's got that venom again. He's got that drive. He's got that passion. He's got that anger again. And people are starting to remember why they loved CM Punk to begin with. Myself included. I love seeing this version of Punk. I love seeing him get mad. I love seeing him spit catchphrases. Tell me when I'm telling lies. That was good. That was really fucking good. That was an excellent fucking promo. And then he came in, he's running into matches, he's causing chaos, he's stirring up trouble with a whole bunch of different guys. CM Punk is back, baby. But it feels like CM Punk has to come back. In order to get dumbasses like myself to appreciate Punk, he needs to sacrifice that image of himself that he wanted to have. He needs to sacrifice that so that he can put the mask back on. That mask of vitriol. That mask of rage. That mask that he created as a defense mechanism in the worst time of his life, where he lost all passion for the thing that he loved the most. And that is a very, very interesting thing to think about in terms of the story of CM Punk going forward. Will we acknowledge that? Are we going to talk about the fact that Punk came back charged up, enraged? The fact that he's, dipping back to old habits. All this stuff. Interesting storytelling possibilities, all revolving around Punk. I am now excited to see the top billed guy. But at what sick, twisted cost? Ooh, that is fucking juicy. Alright, moving on to Dynamite. Because honestly, there's a lot I could talk about with what happened on Collision on Saturday, but you know what? Nah. Go watch it, it was good. I promise it was good, it's worth your time. I just wanted to talk about some fun little storytelling stuff. So, it astounds me just how much they are kicking absolute ass lately. I have been in a desert of mediocrity. I have been dying of thirst. Crawling, scraping, begging the Lord, trying to hit rocks with stick and praying that it opens up and sweet water will flow from them. Just for anything. These last 2 weeks, it's suddenly just great. What the fuck happened? What happened? Who did you fire? Who did you hire? Why wasn't it me, Tony? It's just suddenly really good. I can't explain it. 2 weeks in a row, it's just been banger after banger. It's been amazing. It's been fucking fun to watch wrestling again. I'm having fun watching wrestling again. But there's really just two things I truly want to talk about. Uh-oh, don't burn my house down. So, I want to talk about this match between Darius Martin, AR Fox, and Action Andretti versus Jericho and Sammy, who are having a spite, a little lover's quarrel, a little spat. And their tag team partner, Minoru fucking Suzuki? Minoru Suzuki's here. The king has arrived. And I suddenly care about Forbidden Door just a little bit more. there was this little... Like, the match was good. I'm not going to say the match was bad, but I was kind of fixated on one specific, really fascinating facet of this match. And that was the fact that Minoru Suzuki had gone up and started this little rivalry with Darius Martin. The second guy in Top Flight. He's been pretty much constantly hurt. Either him or Dante are constantly hurt. Because they do crazy shit. And go figure they're gonna get hurt. But Darius... Man, he fucking stood up to Minoru Suzuki. And he's laying the hands on him. And Suzuki, no sells. Goes back. Fucking kills Darius. But every single time Darius fell down, he got back up again. Throughout the match, over and over and over and over and over again, he went up and he fucking slammed his head against that wall. Just to get knocked the fuck back down. And this is an interesting storyline. This is a fascinating way to tell a story, right? Just these two guys out of nowhere. Showing that they have good ring chemistry. Showing that they can tell a story in the middle of this job match. I would love to see this continued in Forbidden Door. I would love to see this go on. I would love to see Suzuki see Darius Martin stand up over and over and over again. Kind of give him one of these. I see what you're doing there. You think you could stand to the king, huh? Come and catch these hands at Forbidden Door. And then we could just have Darius Martin having to crawl up and having to fight his way into earning, truly earning, the respect of the king. And just fucking pushing him so goddamn far up the rung that way. Oh my god. And maybe, just maybe, dude, Darius could get his ass fucking beat, right? Darius could lose the match. But if he knocks down Suzuki with one chop, he'll have won the moral victory. Even if he loses the match overall. And that's a really, really interesting fucking character development, isn't it? All of a sudden, just this nothing match just blossoming into this one guy pushing himself, proving himself amongst the higher echelons of wrestling's fucking titans, of their legends? That's fucking awesome. I want to see that. They're probably not going to do anything with it, and that was just a squash match to show off that Jericho, Sammy, and Suzuki are pretty strong. But just think of the possibilities. Those juicy fucking possibilities, dude. Just as a quick aside, I can't believe I fucking forgot about this. Adam Cole and MJF are tag team partners now. Yes! Yes! This is the best thing that could have possibly fucking happened. I fucking adore this. This is awesome. Thank you, Tony. This was the best fucking booking you could possibly do for both of these characters. I can't fucking wait. I can't fucking wait. Let me see that match. I want to see that match now. Let me see that match now. Let me see it now! Oh my god, that was so fucking funny. I love the chemistry between these two guys. The fucking begrudging friendship that could blossom between them, because they're both assholes at the end of the day. And ooh, there's so much potential there. There's so much potential there. Adam Cole and MJF as forced tag team partners. Oh my goodness gracious, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be so much fun. Yes! So, one of the most interesting things about this particular episode of Dynamite is that there was no real headliner. The headliner was kind of like a going home bit, where it's just a bunch of people coming out yelling at the other dude, calling him gay and dumb and poopy, and I don't like that guy. And then that other guy comes out and starts beating up the first guy. And then the first guy's friends come and beat up the other guy. And then the other guy's friends come up and beat up the first team. And then just more and more people come fucking piling in until Okada's theme hits. And oh my god! What a fun way to end the fucking... what a fun way to end wrestling this week. So we've effectively set up that Blackbrook is going up. Basically, Blackbrook against Elite. We're doing that. And we are also building on to the fact that this is Forbidden Door. So we're going to add some, high-class Japanese guys to the actual fights themselves. So we're going to have, some crazy fucking matches between, Bryan Danielson and Okada. Kenny's going to get a really good match. I forget against who off the top of my head, but I remember it being hype as fuck, and I just don't remember, and I apologize profusely. But it all leads to the Elite and the Blackbrook Combat Club having to pull in some guys from New Japan to shore up their numbers so that they can have a big, crazy, multinational brawl, and it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. They got Eddie back. Eddie's in the fucking match. I can't wait. I'm still mad that Eddie holds no ill will towards Mox for abandoning him for all that time. Eddie's like a mean dude. I know he's supposed to be a good guy, and you're not supposed to look to your friend and say, "You bettered yourself. You went to rehab and you bettered yourself. How dare you?" Eddie's the guy that's allowed to do that. And I wanted to see Eddie do that, but fucking whatever. I guess it's just Eddie's got beef against Claudio, so that's what's keeping him in the match. Eddie's bringing Ishii. Elite's got Tanahashi. It's gonna be a good fucking match. Can't wait for that. I just love the multi-layered cake approach that they had with that. Where it's just like, guy came out looking at each other. Mox and Eddie had a fucking confrontation. I'm happy that they have a confrontation. I just wanted more with it. There's so many emotions that just kind of bubble and boil between these two former best friends that have not been seen on television together for months. And we're just not going to address that at all. Okay. But aside from that, dude comes out to beat up Eddie. Dude comes out to beat up the guy beating up Eddie. Dude comes out to beat up the guy beating up the guy beating up Eddie. And it just ends with this big fucking street brawl where we put on Okada's music to say, Okada is in Forbidden Door. He will be here. Get hyped to watch a pay-per-view event. And I'm hyped. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fucking fun. I guess I'll see you guys when I record my shit next Sunday, because hoo-wee, I gotta go to work in about 5 minutes, so I still gotta get ready for that. Yeah, pretty fun. Let me know in the comments what you think. Any kind of interesting storytelling ideas that you might have, I would love to hear them. Maybe I'll put them into the next video I got. And yeah, I'll see you later when wrestling is still good, because it's a pay-per-view weekend. Let's fucking go, boys!